Hello, my name is Gretchen Garcia and I'm here to present my thesis proposal. It is called EFL Teachers' Attitudes and Strategies During Pandemic Flipped Classrooms. During the pandemic sudden lockdown, there was no other choice but to rethink our whole educational system. And that was when the pandemic flipped classroom or online classes were adopted worldwide. During this pandemic, we had to adapt our lessons in an environment that did not give the time to plan, but to act. As teachers, we had to adapt our lessons, get familiar with the digital tools, create digital environments, and make our best to set an example for our students. We had to rapidly learn and use techniques and strategies like we have never encountered. We are interested in making this study in the south of Mexico in the state of Quintana Roo. To my point of view, after almost 2 years of online classes, our attitudes and strategies have had many changes. It is my belief that education is one of the major changes we had to face ever since we flipped from the traditional classroom to diverse devices, applications, and approaches that were unknown for a lot of teachers. The aim of this study is to research which were the most common attitudes among EFL teachers towards pandemic and online teaching, and the impact that these experiences had in the development of strategies for teaching in online environments. We consider this study of highly importance because we must reflect and evaluate our transition, both emotionally and strategically, from a traditional educational perspective to a virtual classroom. So as for the literature review, ICT in EFL classrooms. It is an assumption that ICT has been implemented in EFL classroom, allowing to develop new activities and techniques in which students can learn a language. However, not many teachers were familiarized with these tools. The COVID lockdown impact on education. It brought a new era of online learning through the use of digital media and technology, allowing us to continue with the programs we were already in, but yet not prepared. For education, it brought a new era of online learning through the use of digital technology and several virtual environment platforms. So that is when flipped classroom entered. What is a flipped classroom? Flipped classroom is a strategy that allows us to go beyond traditional instructions and incorporate podcasts, video lectures, screencasts that assist our students to enrich their learning. They were pioneered by high schooler teachers Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams as a strategy to give lessons to their students who could not attend the classes due to work or other circumstances. But soon, they found out that not only their absent students watched the online lessons, but also the students that had attended class. Also, we have to take into consideration VLE and VLE. VLE stands for Virtual Learning Environment, that it is a designed space for teaching and learning. It is considered not only a replacement for the physical spaces, but an extent of it. A PLE or PLE. It stands for Personal Learning Environment. That is a set of people and digital resources an individual can access for the specific intent of learning. Now, moving forward to our methodology, our specific objectives are to identify the weaknesses and strengths of the online lessons designs, to recognize the EFL teachers' attitudes towards pandemic flip and online classrooms, and to identify the EFL teachers' strategies used on online classrooms. The design. This will be a qualitative research with an inductive approach, following an hermeneutic phenomenological research by Van Maiden, 1990. The data collection for this study, we will use the psychologist Moustaka's approach, 1994. It consists of collecting data, in this case interviews, from the individuals who have experienced the phenomenon. For the data analysis, the interviews will be transcribed and will be coded in MaxQDA in an open, eggshell, and selective coding, with the help of categories that were necessary for the analysis of this investigation. Participants. The context will be the state of Quintana Roo, specifically in Universidad de Quintana Roo, Campus Bahía. This will be EFL teachers from the university, but they must have taught before and during the lockdown in this institution. These EFL teachers belong to the CAE program or the English language major, and it is required that at least 10% of the universe participates. We visualize is a study in 3 stages. The first one is the beginning, the sudden beginning of the lockdown in Mexico that took place in spring 2020. Adapting, the learning experience and preparation teachers went through for summer and autumn 2020, and the new normality of the online classes of 2021. These interviews will take into consideration these stages for the reflection of the teachers' strategies and attitudes towards pandemic-flipped classrooms. As for the timelines and procedures, week 1 and 2 will be for the making the guideline of the interviews. The week 3 for selecting, inviting, and scheduling the interviews of the participants. Week 4 for the interviews to take place. Week 5, 6, 7, and 8 for transcribing the interviews. Week 9, 10, 11 for coding. Week 12, 13, and 14 for writing the outline draft of the results chapter. Week 15, writing the results chapter. And week 16 for revising and integrating the thesis for submission. So that will be it for my participation. Thank you very much, and see you next time.